there, I'm Rob from Harmony Music Academy, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 different reasons, 5 different excuses that people make not to start learning the guitar. I've been playing guitar for just under 2 decades now, and obviously when that comes up in conversation, when I'm talking to other people and I tell them that that's what I do, oftentimes a lot of people do say that they would love to play the guitar, but for whatever reason, they just don't start. So that's what we're going to talk about today and try and expel some of those myths. The first excuse, probably the most common, is that people say that they don't play the guitar because they've got small hands. Their hands are too small to play the guitar and they won't be able to reach the chords or play the notes properly or even have the right amount of strength in their hand to play. And that is absolute rubbish. The way that I think about that is that you wouldn't go to buy a brand new t-shirt and buy a t-shirt that is 3 sizes too big for you. It's the same thing with guitars. Guitars come in all different shapes and sizes, mainly from the neck of the guitar. That's what we're talking about because that's where the hands are going to be. The width of a guitar neck varies from guitar to guitar. So the best thing to do would be to try some different ones out and find the guitar that fits your hand. There's also some really great guitar players out there who famously claim that they've got really small hands, so they've had to adapt the way that they play to fit their hand. So not only the guitar, but their playing style was based around the fact that they've got smaller hands, and some things might even be an advantage to having smaller hands. I mean, if somebody had absolutely huge hands, then that would be, I'd say, even more of a hindrance, to be honest, having really big hands, because you might just struggle to fit all of your fingers on the fretboard in certain places to play certain chords. So having smaller hands might actually help that even more. So having small hands is definitely not a reason not to pick up the guitar. The second most common thing that I hear a lot is people say they haven't got the time or the patience. So firstly, the time thing. I think everybody's got the time to learn how to play the guitar. You do need to put a lot of time into the guitar to actually progress, but people think that that time has to be immediate. You have to start putting all that time in from as soon as you pick up the guitar, which just isn't the case. I actually recommend to a lot of my students, especially the younger ones, 10 minutes a day practice on the guitar will make a difference. 20 minutes will make a difference. Half an hour. Has everybody got half an hour spare a day? I'm sure people have got half an hour to just put aside and maybe do a little bit of guitar practice. Every single day, it adds up. It's like when people say that you go to the gym. People who go to the gym and train often actually recommend to spend shorter amounts of time actually at the gym and exercising, but put more effort and emphasis into that shorter amount of time, rather than spending ages at the gym, but not really doing that much. It's the same thing with guitar. You can spend a short amount of time learning the guitar, well, practicing every single day, but put a lot of effort into that practice time. Really think about what you're going to do. So a really good 10 minutes a day is better than a really bad hour a day. So I really don't think that the time thing is a really good excuse for that reason, but patience as well. Patience is something that you can develop. I mean, yeah, some people might have more patience naturally than others, but like I said, patience can definitely be worked on and be improved upon. So if you think that you've not got the patience, then just practice for the amount of patience that you currently have. And over time, you might find that your patience for it actually grows. And the thing that will improve your patience is your determination to get better. The more that you get better on the guitar and you start seeing results, that will make you want to push harder and push further to get better quicker. So the only way to do that is to practice more, and you will just naturally develop the patience to do that the more that you find the time to practice. So both of these things work together. So not having the time or the patience, not a good excuse either. The next thing that I hear all the time is people saying that they don't have the coordination to play the guitar. There's quite a lot of coordination involved with both hands. You need to make sure that they're both in sync with each other. But again, like the whole patience thing and time thing, you can develop your coordination, and there's exercises and ways to do that. There's really, really cool things that you can do which genuinely just focus on the coordination and making sure that your left and right hand are perfectly in sync with each other. It might take years to build really good coordination, and I bet if you ask any guitar player who has already been playing for years if they're happy with their technique and their coordination, I bet that they say that they feel they could still improve on it. So it's something that's going to be constantly being worked on. So don't think that having bad coordination to start with is a reason not to learn the instrument, because you will never get better at it. You will definitely improve upon it the more time you put into it. Another reason that people don't learn to play the guitar is because they say that they can't read music. And I don't think a lot of people who don't play the guitar are actually aware that you don't have to learn to read music to play the guitar. I know so many guitar players who can't read any music at all, because you can learn the guitar through shapes. You can learn the guitar through numbers as well. There's something called guitar tab, which is basically guitar with numbers. It's like painting with numbers, but with guitar. And even in printed guitar books now, they have the sheet music, but they also have the tab underneath it. and the numbers tell you which frets to press down on the guitar on which strings, and it's a really simple way of learning. So not knowing how to read music really isn't the end of the world, because you can just learn guitar tab. It really doesn't take long to get your head around, and you'll be able to learn loads of songs really quickly by just following tab, which is extremely simple to follow. So that's definitely not an excuse as well. Another reason, which isn't as common to hear why people don't learn to play the guitar, but it is something that I do want to mention, is people who compare themselves to others. Before even picking up a guitar, they would just have this mindset of, I will never be able to do that, so they don't even try. And obviously, being a guitar teacher, I want to inspire more people to play, and that's the first thing that I tell people is don't think like that. All of the people that you look up to who play the guitar and you might think that they're amazing, I mean, when they first started out, they weren't that amazing straight away. It just took time, dedication to get that good, and it's the same for everybody. And one thing that really surprises me, and it's actually one of the best parts about teaching, is when I'm showing some students how to play songs and they start getting the hang of things quicker, and they actually surprise themselves with how good they get. They don't think that they're going to get to a certain level so quick. That's one of the most amazing things, and I love it when people surprise themselves, because that inspires them more. They're actually inspiring themselves to continue because they're amazed at how much progress they've made. Some of the things that I heard on the guitar before I even started to learn to play, I just would have heard and thought, wow, that is crazy. I will never be able to do that. That sounds really, really difficult. But then when you actually put a bit of time in, you might actually think that that's not the case. And a fun fact is that one thing a lot of guitar players realize is that something that sounds hard might not necessarily be hard to play. And the opposite of that is something that sounds easy might actually be quite difficult. It's just funny how things work. So don't be put off by hearing really good guitar playing and thinking that you'll never be that good, because you might just surprise yourself. So I just 100% recommend pick up the guitar and try. If you've said any of these things over the years and put yourself off learning to play the guitar, then hopefully this video has given you a bit more food for thought and maybe encouraged you to actually think, you know what? I'm going to pick up the guitar, I'm going to start learning. So there you go, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've heard any other excuses that people say why they don't start learning the guitar, or any instrument for that matter. But yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click that like button as well, and hopefully we'll see you in our next video.